Here's the catch-22 about delegating to others. You know you need to delegate more, but you also find your identity in that project or task. Hear me out. You don't have a delegation problem. You have an identity problem. If you've ever struggled with delegating tasks or projects at work, even when you know you should, this is why. Because the work you should be delegating is the exact work that you're best at. It's fast, it's easy, it's comfortable. You know how to do it without thinking about it. And if you're really honest, it's part of who you are. So when you think about delegating it, it doesn't feel strategic. It feels like losing something, and you're not wrong. Quick question. When was the last time you thought, it's just faster if I do it myself? Just notice that, because that decision is quietly turning you into the bottleneck on your team. So let's fix that. I'm Dr. Alicia Granholm. I've been practicing leadership for over 2 decades, and I help high-capacity leaders learn how to delegate effectively, scale their leadership, and build teams that don't depend on them for everything. Most advice about delegation at work or delegation as a manager focuses on tactics, checklists, steps, just hand it off, aka just dump it. But if it were that simple, you'd have already done it. So let's name what's actually happening. There are 4 real reasons you're not delegating work right now. First, you know you could do it faster. Second, you don't fully trust anyone else with the outcome. Third, you don't feel like you have time to teach someone else right now. And fourth, and this is the one people don't say out loud, you don't know who you would be if you weren't the one doing that work. In the comments below, tell me what's holding you back right now. Because the moment you name it, it loses its control. If you're hearing those and thinking, yep, that's it, I want you to notice something. None of those are actually about your team. They're about you. Because you were promoted for being exceptional at execution. You were the person who got things done, who people relied on, who delivered, who stepped up every time. And now your role is asking you to do something completely different and uncomfortable. Not to do the work, but build people who can do the work. And that is not a small shift. That's a complete rewiring of how you see yourself as a leader. It's like going from the best player on the field to becoming the coach and still wanting to run out onto the field and take the ball back. And if you don't consciously make that shift, you will keep pulling work back onto your plate even when you know you shouldn't. And this is where it starts to cost you 2 ways. First, you stay stuck in work that feels productive, but it actually keeps you out of the work that makes things move forward, the strategic work, the development work, the coaching work. Second, you're unintentionally limiting your team and their growth. People don't just leave organizations for better benefits. They leave when they stop growing. And when you hold on to work that they could be doing, you're holding on to their growth, even if you don't mean to. And I want you to actually think about one person on your team right now who could be taking on more responsibility if you let go. So if you're ready to delegate in a way that actually works, not just offloads tasks, but develops your team along the way and gives you confidence in the process, then here's the process that I use. If you can right now, I want you to grab your phone and open up the notes, or take a piece of paper and pen and jot these 4 steps down. There are 4 steps. They are simple. They are not easy. Step 1 is to model. You show them what you do and why you do it, not just the steps, the thinking behind them, the values, the why behind the what. What are you optimizing for? Quality? Speed, learning, because they don't just need to understand the output, they need to understand the outcome. So they need to understand how you think and why you do what you do. Let me say that more simply. They don't need your steps, they need your judgment. So when I do this, I start by saying, here's the ultimate goal of this. This is why we're doing this. Here's the outcome that we are looking for. I always start with the end in mind and then work backwards. Because what we really want them to catch is why this work matters in the first place. Step 2, assist. You do it together. They lead parts, you support, you coach in real time. Since you've already shown them how to do it in step 1, let them take the lead when doing it together. This is going to solidify it in their memory much more quickly, and then allow them to ask the real questions that come up for them as they do it in real time. And this is going to save you from the texts at 10 p.m. at night when they're trying to do it last minute and can't remember exactly how it was supposed to go again. And just so you know, if this feels slower, it is at the beginning. That's not failure though, that's investment, both in the short term and in the long term. So then step 3 is to watch. You let them lead. You're there, but now you're in the background. You're available, you're observing, you're giving them feedback. And this is the exact moment most leaders mess this up because they leave too early. And then when it doesn't work out and go well, they say, see, I knew I should have just done it myself. No, you just skipped the part where the trust builds, because step 3 is where confidence builds both for them and for you. And then step 4 is leave. You step back fully. You've given them the resources and the skills to succeed with their new responsibility. And now you are both confident that your expectations are going to be met both now and in the future. And if you've done the 3 steps well, they're not just going to replicate your results. They're going to improve them because now they're thinking for themselves and they're taking ownership for them. So here are the 4 steps. You're going to model, then you assist, then you watch, and then you leave. But here's the part leadership books don't tell you. You're not just delegating a task. In the process, you're letting go of a version of yourself. The version of you that was known for being the best at this. The version of you that got rewarded for doing it well. And that's why this feels so much bigger than letting go of a task or a project, because it is. And if you don't replace that identity, you're going to keep taking the work back. So here's the shift I need you to make. Your role is not to be the expert anymore. Your role is to build experts. Your role is to create the conditions for other people to succeed. The old model of leadership was, I have all the answers. I'm the expert in the room. The new model is, we figure it out together, because we're not leading in a world anymore where one person can hold everything and be the expert in the room. We're leading in complexity, and your value is no longer in what you alone can do. It's in what your team can do because of you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 10 minutes today, ideally right now, and I want you to write down everything that's on your plate right now in this season. And then circle the things you know you should delegate, and then pick one. Not 5, just 1. And then I want you to start the process this week. So if this feels uncomfortable, then it means you're doing it right, because we want you to free yourself up to become the leader that your team deserves today. If this video was helpful, make sure to hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.